Yeah, I'll react to that, sure. But I just said Vicky Pollard. Everyone's favorite classic stories, Graham Norton show, Gene Hackman. Oh my God, Patrick Stewart, legend, Graham. Let's go.
This is weird.
My name's Connor, guys. I'm from New England. Love y'all. Unless you're new, then I don't know yet. Original link to the video, top of the description, right below that link to the Discord. Join the Discord, guys. It's a lot of fun. Helps me interact with you. Creates this community around history and comedy and stuff I like to watch, movies. Would love to have you. Don't be shy. We're nice. That's a lie. Not all the time.
And don't answer this question if you don't want to, Patrick. Okay. But I don't know why you brought this up, but I did hear you discuss that you had an extraordinary disagreement with your wife about yourself. Do you know what I'm talking about?
By myself, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Ooh.
He's a big dude. How tall is Gene Hackman? He's got to be above 6 feet. He's six. I'll guess 6'2". No, not Gene Hackman. Hey, I was right. 6'2", even though that's not... What's his name? Wolverine guy. Hugh Jackman. I'll bet 6'2". I have a feeling it's going to be 6'3". 6'3". Wow, he's tall. He's a good-looking dude. Him, the guy who plays Thor, and that one guy from Magic Mike. I didn't see the movie Magic Mike. I saw a commercial or a clip on YouTube of him. I saw he has a beard and a jaw. I didn't see the movie. Believe me. Believe me. Okay, those are the three most attractive. I'm gonna just stop talking.
Listen, I do know this story.
I do not know
Listen
this
with
story.
interest.
Well, one night, as you do, we were talking about stuff, and I just happened to mention, and of course, being circumcised, I said.
This is the circumcised story.
They're married. They're married. They're allowed.
And she said, "You're not circumcised." I said, "What do you mean? You've only known me all my life." I remember my mother telling me why, because it was fashionable at the time. She said, "You're not circumcised." I said, "That's ridiculous. I should know if I'm circumcised." Of course I am. End of conversation.
You never saw another guy's wiener like in high school gym class or a sports team or pornography or something like that, and realize that doesn't look like mine.
But the next day, I happened to be seeing my doctor. Are you okay? I was seeing my doctor for my annual physical.
Of course.
So, while he was down there, I said, "Excuse me, Doc." Oh, by the way, Irv, my wife and I had a little disagreement. I am circumcised, aren't I? Because she says I'm not. And he goes, "Not." I said, no, it's not possible. So he looked down again and he said, "Hey, I'm Jewish. I know the difference."
That is a bizarre story.
Too much.
Let's see it, all right?
I have grandchildren.
You're gonna have to change your Facebook status now.
Yes. No more beef stew.
I don't get it, that joke. No more beef stew.
Yes. No more beef stew.
I hate it when there's like a clearly an especially funny joke where like people laugh and the audience laughs and I don't get it. It makes me feel so stupid. I know you guys say don't feel but no.
Well, there's more beef stew. Phoebe.
Please explain that to me, one of you guys, what beef stew has to do with uncircum.
I'd say you learned a valuable.
Guys, I have to pee really bad. I'll be right back. I wash my hands. Did I wash my hands? Be right back. I gotta wash my hands. Hand sanitizer. Ah! I have a giant cut on my hand there. It looks way better, but I got hand sanitizer in it, and it really stung. Okay, I did wash my hands this time.
Lesson. Was it hay fever? Noel Coward's hay fever.
Oh God, I've had so many regrets about telling you guys about this story.
Jesus, woman.
Okay.
Women, can I ask you a question? How do they not, by they, you know what I mean, jubblies, how do they not fall out of that? You're not wearing a bra. So what if you just go quickly one way? Won't it just like expose like a nipple or something? Like that seems very risky.
Occasionally, behind backstage, there are some japes with actors, you know.
Sure.
You know. Yeah. That keep the other actors kind of entertained when it's a really long run. And I'm really sorry, Mum, that I'm telling this story. And there was one, I was doing hay fever, and it was a 3-month run, and there was one moment, there's one moment on the stage where I was off stage with this other actor, Sam, and one of the other actors played by, one of the characters played by Freddie Fox would storm across the stage, open this door, and we'd be standing behind the door, you know, masked from the audience, and he had to go, and then he'd slam the door and run back onto the stage. And so we always used to do something kind of quirky behind the door to make him laugh. And every night, and we started off by doing a little like, ooh, like we're kissing, or like, oh, we put a funny hat on Sam. But it was 3 months long, this run, and we had to up the game every night, every single night. And so we started getting the stage management involved, and there were massive like hot dog costumes, and like we brought people from outside to come in. So every time Freddie would open the door, he'd be like really excited, and he'd be like, and then we'd be like, and then we had to change really quickly and then run onto stage, and the other cast members could see it. And it was building and building, and we were running out of ideas, and there was like a week left, and we were exhausting ourselves. And then suddenly it was getting to the last night, and we were like, we have to have a big finish. Like, what are we going to do for Freddie? And neither of us could think of anything. And suddenly we did the matinee, and we'd done this kind of wild, kind of like spangly, glittery thing. And then on the final performance, we had nothing. And we were like, we have to do something. We have to do something. We could hear Freddie coming across the stage, and we were like, we haven't thought of anything. Sam just said, just, I know, I've got it. Look, just show them your asshole. I was like, what? That's awful. He was like, it's brilliant. The stage management around me going, perfect. Your actual asshole. Do that. And I was like, really? And they're like turning me around. I was like, is this going to be good? I had this huge pink skirt on. No, it's a horrendous story. And I had this huge pink skirt on, and everyone was like, it's going to be great. And I was like, yeah, it's going to be, oh my God, what's happening? And I was leaning down, and then Freddie was running on, and I was like bent over with the stage management, like, and then he opened the door, and Freddie just went, oh.
I like the way she talks. I don't think it was the greatest storytelling or even the greatest story, but the way she talks is...
Huge pink skirt on.
I like people who talk fast and clearly, because I have ADD, right? And if you leave pauses, I start looking at like a light bulb or like a butterfly or like thinking about like, what was that embarrassing? You guys ever have that moment where like something could have happened 15 years ago and it was like a super embarrassing thing, or you said something so stupid or whatever, and it hadn't affected you for 15 years, but suddenly like you'll be in the car and it'll just pop up. You're like, remember that super awkward moment like in high school that nobody remembers but you, but for some reason it just made you cringe so hard? I hate that. And where am I going with this? What was my point of talking? I like how fast she talks.
The story. And I had this huge pink skirt on, and everyone was like, it's gonna be great. And I was like, yeah, it's gonna be, oh my God, what's happening? And I was leaning down, and then Freddie was running along, and I was like bent over with the stage management, like, and then he opened the door, and Freddie just went, oh.
I'm really glad that I don't have the eye. How do I get that software where like you guys can see where I'm looking at? Like it tracks your vision? Because that would have been embarrassing during that speech where I was looking. Especially with, I feel like with larger breasts, this could be better because they would hold in, but with smaller breasts, there's much more. What am I talking about?
London stage like Olivia.
Told you. Like, it's gone. It's gone. Ladies, things.
Where is she from? Where do I know her? 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 Halloween Town? No. Boom! Professor Sprout. Herbology.
Things happen to you. Like, is it your house near Dover?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Actually, I'm glad you brought that up because I do rent my house. And if you're interested...
Two other people. I mean, she
Yes,
owns
other
it.
people. And it's the nearest house to France, which is very important in this story. And it's £425 a week, and it sleeps 6 people
there a cleaner?
for 7 nights. It's clean.
Is there a cleaner?
Yes, yes. Anyway,
$465 a week, fitting 6 people. Bargain.
one day I got a call from the police, and they said, "Are you the owner of the gun emplacement?" And I said, "Yes." And they said, "Are you aware that it's been used as a drop for criminals to get rid of their drugs, or it's a drug drop." I believe that's the phrase. And I said, "Well, of course I didn't know. What do you mean?" And they said, "Well, people have rented it. They were a gang."
So, like, if the cops were onto you or at the door, you could, like, it's a hole where you could dump everything down?
From Liverpool.
That's genius. Every drug dealing house should have that. Like, you should have like almost like a well inside of the house with a bunch of buckets of rocks around it, and then you can dump all of it in and then dump the rocks over it and then like pour water in and then cover it. But then it's like, why do you have a well in your house? Never mind.
I think. And they took my house and they dropped the drugs in the bay, and there was a helicopter that came on the roof. It's a flat roof,
Yes.
you see. And they had cocaine. They had something like 13 million pounds worth of
What? No, it wasn't like a little thing. This was a massive...
13 million
Jesus Christ.
Wait.
of cocaine.
Oh, I thought it was to dispose of stuff if cops showed up. It's more like a delivery shoot to people picking up it. And where do I know this guy from? I know his face.
No, not street vendor. No, that was like wholesale.
Oh, wholesale. Listen, it's wholesale, of course. Well, of course, I was horrified because I didn't know. I mean, I don't have anything to do with the people that rent it.
No.
I just take the money, you know.
Yeah.
And I could get more for it because it's really lovely, actually.
Is that Floop from Spy Kids 1? Did I just get that? Oh god, I'm always worried when I type in stuff while I'm recording that something might autofill that I don't want you guys to see. Weird things. So I'm gonna type really fast. What did I say he was from? Oh yeah, Floop. Okay. Spy Kids. Spy Kids 1. Boom. Vegan Floop. Did I just get that? Is that him? Man, I just sniped that so hard. Good job.
What was upsetting to me was when it was reported, of course, in the Daily Mail, all the people online said, oh, she must be in it. You know, she's part of the gang.
Oh,
What?
yeah.
And they were calling me Miriam Escobar.
But actually, talking about starting out, Amelia, obviously your mother loves you because you're her...
I have an enormous crush on this girl. And I've never even seen Game of Thrones, so it's not like I have some Game of Thrones. Oh my god, it's the dragon lady. I just think she's so cute.
daughter.
Yeah.
But she is actually a sort of a fan as well.
No, it's not quite that. It's no, she is. Oh goodness, right.
Yeah.
So, my one day my mum came to set on the Star Wars set, and I was getting this thing called cyberscanned, which is where you stand in this kind of loads of cameras, and they kind of take your form and put you into a computer and make a toy or some sort of merchandise, or your face on
I'm a creep.
a cushion. And so I go off and do this, and I come back, and Mum's like, I've made a great friend. And I'm like, brilliant, it's lovely, excellent. And she's like, it's the merchandise, you know, director of all of Star Wars or something. And I'm like, well, it's very impressive. And then, before I know it, what comes in the post is loads of cushions with my face on it. So... my own mum, she gets to see it a fair amount, you know.
There's a body pillow with her on it? That sounds so creepy.
But apparently it's not enough.
All right, there's a borderline crossing between funny, how I'm looking, and just being creepy, and I've crossed it.
So I was kind of blown away at how much merchandise there is.
Yes,
It's
but
really,
also,
and it's not even, I mean, it's just the beginning.
She
It was
has
like
the most cute
pre-merchandise.
smile
Not even the real
and
stuff is out
personality
yet.
and-
And my mum has all of it. But doesn't know about the doll yet, so
but
we'll
also
shut
this is
that
so
up.
weird. I don't know, is this in your flat or her house?
God,
this
no,
room?
right, okay, so basically, she thought it'd be really funny if I came home and it was everywhere in my room.
Okay, so this is Amelia's actual bedroom.
Well, let me just clarify. It's like a joke, and then, oh my goodness, and we found the photo, but it's not like that now. There is another reason why I'm
You
single.
took a first date back to that.
Yeah.
Guys, it's been so long for me that on the beach the other day, I got excited when I saw a really curvy piece of driftwood. Help.
Come on in. I just did this whole thing once. I don't have a CV, I just have a bedroom.
Rick and Morty.
This is cool, though. So your mother, a big fan,
Yeah.
but Brad Pitt, also a very big fan.
That was the best night of my life.
Yes.
Literally.
Tell the story quickly. Tell the story.
Can I say this? Look, I'm not the best looking guy. I know that. I'm not a Brad Pitt, okay? But I think
Yes.
No, yeah.
Quickly.
I think Brad Pitt, actually in Troy, he looked pretty darn good. I think he is overratedly good looking. This is just my opinion, okay? But I think, like, who's the better looking dude? That guy from Magic Mike. I'd never seen Magic Mike. I just know he's from Magic Mike. This guy. One of the most handsome men. That is the most attractive male face I've ever seen. Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, he is, in my opinion, best looking dude on the planet. This guy. Who's another close one? The guy that plays Thor. That's pretty much it. Chris Pratt overrated. Brad Pitt overrated, except when in Troy. Anyways, no home.
Yeah, there was a duvet.
We're all ears.
Sheets, slippers. No, yeah, there was this auction thing that happened, and they called me and said, "Would you, do you want to auction something off, like maybe sort of an experience watching the show with you or something?" And I was like, "Okay, if it's lovely, it's great for charity.
Yeah.
It'll be for some, something,
Yeah.
and it'll be fine." Anyway, so I get there, and it's basically it'll be a good thing. I get there and it's basically like this. It's basically it's the Oscars. Like there's so many celebrities in this room, and I suddenly remember that I said that I would auction something off, and so the fear grows. So I was petrified, absolutely petrified. And then the person whose table I was on is a friend, and he was being very kind and kind of put the paddle up, and I was like, "Thanks very much. That's very sweet. That'll be that." And then someone else's paddle went up across the other side of the room, and I didn't really know. And then suddenly it was sort of becoming a bit of money, and I was kind of thinking, "Oh, this is absolutely mental." And someone went, "It's Brad Pitt," and I was like, "Lol, sure."
Lol.
Yeah, exactly.
Harry Styles, better looking than Brad Pitt.
And I look over to the room, and
Actually, I take that back.
he's got his paddle up.
Brad's paddle.
Brad's paddle.
Brad's paddle.
No, not quite. Well, it didn't work out.
I'm
'cause
not gay, guys. I'm comfortable enough to talk about this.
the person who was my friend, I think it was probably all set up. The person who was my friend ended up, doing the highest bid. But yeah, I just kind of looked over with just the most insane emoji heart eyes, being like, "This is just the greatest moment of my life." I hope my mum's not watching.
Another person I think is overratedly good looking, Zac Efron. Just my opinion. He's better looking than I am. Obviously, guys, I'm probably like a 6, but they're some are.
There was a slight road rage incident. And you know those crossings where they're absolutely, I don't know if it's the same rules apply, but they're not staggered, they're straight crossroad thing. You know what I mean? I mean, you're
I
turning
have no
right.
idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
Keep going.
Intersection?
You turn right, you have to turn in front of each other, not behind each other on a staggered crossing. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Does anyone know what I mean? Those crossings, there was a slight road rage incident. And
You, Laurie.
you know those crossings where they're absolutely, I don't know if it's the same rules apply, but they're not staggered, they're
Staggered crossing?
a straight crossroad thing.
Does she mean like it's not a roundabout? It's a regular intersection?
Do you know what I mean? I mean, you're
I
turning
have no
right.
idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
Keep going.
So you turn right, you have to turn in front of each other.
Well, not if the person on the other side is turning right as well. But whoever isn't turning in an intersection has the right of way. What is she talking about?
Not behind each other on a staggered crossing. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Does anyone know what I mean?
A staggered crossing? Oh god, an S. Blah. I gotta type fast so you guys can't see autofill. S is a dangerous letter to autofill. Staggered crossing. I swear to God, if some of you like slow down that and look at what it was. Staggered Crossing, sometimes nicknamed Stag X, were a Canadian rock band. Not what I'm talking about. Shh. Staggered. What is a staggered crossing? Okay, a pedestrian refuge is an island in the middle of the road. Although this itself is not a type of pedestrian crossing, staggered crossings are a work on a similar basis. So a staggered crossing, oh, that makes sense. I kept thinking cars as an intersection. So a staggered crossing is where between the side of the street you're walking from and the side of the street you're walking to, in the middle there is a third non-car walkway area as a stagger to, I guess, make it safer or something. Or like if lights aren't in sync and like this one says walk but this one doesn't say walk. Or if you're too late to get all the way across, you can go here and then there. Okay.
So
No, don't.
basically, okay, and you've got to go behind each. No, you've got to go in
but
front
I
of
had to
each.
go in front because it was
You had to go in front of
equal
each other.
thing. Yes.
Okay.
So this woman was coming towards me and wanting to go right, her right, and I was going right. So I turned to go in front of her, and she went, and as if I had tried to drive into her. And I thought, okay, well, there's no one else coming, so I'll just, to keep her happy, I'll do what's wrong, but I'll go behind her. And she was doing that, and
Are you in the right though?
and as if I had tried to drive into her. And I thought,
Okay, so is this what she is talking about? Okay, so is this what she means? So there's a road. With a sidewalk. And then like a buffer zone. Which is a sidewalk. And like the stagnant, and then another road over here. So there's this road. I shouldn't do everything in orange. So right, so like there's this road, and there's this road, and she is on this road, trying to turn right. But this person's trying to turn right. And so she got mad that, I don't know. I fail.
okay, well, there's no one else coming, so I'll just, to keep her happy, I'll do what's wrong, but I'll go behind her. And she was doing that in the car. And it was starting to really piss me off, because I was right, and I was helping her out. And then I suddenly got this red mist. Just as our cars were coming next to each other, I suddenly went, fuck you! And just as she was doing that, she went,
This is based on your life. I mean, this is things...
Yeah, but I mean, loosely, Graham.
No, but things
I
like...
remember a guy, I was going into a marijuana a store, and I drove in, I parked, I went into the store, and then someone came behind me, probably around my age, and was like, "What's up, man? What's up? I saw you cut me off back there. What's up, man?" Like aggressively, and I'm just like, "Oh, well, what are you?" And like the employees are there, like seeing us into the store, and I'm like, I had no idea I was cutting you off, and then he started over, and I was just like, "Hey, sorry if I did that," and he's like, "You're all good," but it was so aggressive at the beginning.
Isn't the washing machine, that happened to you?
What?
The washing, you were very hungover.
Oh. Yeah.
Tell Jodie Foster that story.
All their stories are really cool, though, Graham. When I was teaching, which is what this show is based on, I went home one weekend, and I was in my 30s. I was probably 33 years of age. I went home to see my mother, and then I went back, and while I was at home, my mother did my washing for me, because I was only 33.
Same.
And then I went back on the washing for me, because I was only 33.
Jodie Foster, I will always love her because of I wasn't a big fan of the what was it, First Contact, or the space movie she was in, where like they went through a wormhole and like it was a disappointment because like it was but Silence of the Lambs, my top 3 or 5 favorite movies of all time. Love her.
And then I went back on the Sunday night. I got really drunk, and then I went for a curry, and then the next day I went into school. I went into school, and it was a school in Slough, and it was quite a rough school, but they had a really brilliant hearing impaired department.
Where's Slough?
So there were hearing impaired kids who, struggled. They were really looked after in the school. Anyway, I was really hungover. I went there, and about break time, I felt really uncomfortable. I thought something's not right, you know. So I went to the toilet, and I pulled my trousers down, and some of my mother's knickers had got mixed up in the wash she'd done, and I was wearing my mother's underwear.
I can definitely see that happening because I've seen that like in laundry with your parents. Not that I live with my parents or anything. No, they're my roommates and I love them. I could actually move out if I wanted to. I like it here. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, that's absolutely possible, and it's happened. Like, oh, here's your laundry, and I get my boxers, and clinging is a pair of my sister or mom's underwear, and I'm like, so that could happen if you were in a rush.
And I went, oh, God, no. Oh, I remember going, oh, you loser. This is such a low point, you fucking loser. And then the curry and the booze kicked in from the night before. So I did like a fecal Jackson Pollock. And I started going, oh, God, not this. Not this.
Oh, let's find a good one. What did it probably look like? What did it probably look like? Probably like this. Oh no.
Wow. Oh, Jesus. So I cleaned myself up and I pulled my mother's pants back up. And I went back into the classroom and I saw one of the hearing impaired kids just looking at me like this. And that's when I remembered that I had a microphone directly. Here we go.
Gosling is done.
So maybe Man Down isn't that far-fetched.
Fantabulous. Fabulastic. Bye, guys. I feel like I shared too much there of myself. Don't judge. Or judge. My name is Connor. I hope you enjoyed your stay. Hope you can join the Discord. Love to have you over there. DM me. I'll answer. Have some fun. Don't worry, people are mean there, but they're only mean to me, so you'll be fine. Bunch of freaking live. Hope you guys are all doing well. See you next time. Bye.